Hey, so with year 5 closing out, I wanted to do a buster farming guide. I'm not putting this as part of the new player guide because by default, buster farming is not for new players. It is so anti new player, it's not even funny. Because in order for a new player to be able to buster farm, they need to have maxed out skills. What new player actually has their units maxed out already? None. Koyanskaya is meant for much more experienced accounts that have like tools already. She makes your box better. She does not make your box, unlike Castoria. Castoria actually makes your box like significantly better, regardless of how good they are. If they're good right now, Artoria makes them better. Vitch, if the unit isn't good, she's not gonna fix all of the issues. So we are just gonna sit here and talk about buster farming. We're gonna have like 3 examples here. Ibuki, I'm gonna do Tiamat because she's a black rail looper. And Artoria. We'll do Artoria. So, all right, my webcam is just enough that it's not actually blocking anything. Usually don't blow it up this much, but why not? So, Artoria is known as one of the easiest buster farmers in the game. This is a fact, and it is because she does not need a Mysticode. Depending on what you use, you can use her with any not any CE, but any Mysticode, and just double Vitch. Although, depending on what CE you start with, you may require to use Plug Suit. And this is really shown here. Super Scope. And when it says Arctic, that literally just means you can use any Mysticode on this list. Any of them. It won't matter. The issue is always going to be damage. Can you actually kill what you're fighting? I place a lot of emphasis on turn 3 damage in my videos. And is this consistent? Are these numbers like super consistent all the time? No. Do you need this much damage all the time? No. But the reason I bring it up so often is because why would you want to have a lower total amount of possible damage? Why would you build so heavily in a unit that just isn't, first off, you don't even like the unit. And then second, you're investing so much in them and they're just not gonna do what you think. They're not gonna help you as much as you want them to help you. That's why I talk about stuff like this, whether units are worth it. It's just because we have very limited resources, and I've been starved for lures to level 10 a lot of my servants, and I definitely wasted a couple. And do I regret it? Not really. I still like the units, so I'm fine with having spent them no matter what. But back to this Super Scope. You technically do not need Super Scope. If you have a K Scope, meaning you're starting at 80%, you just need Artoria's pen skill leveled and lured, and you are good to go. You can start buster farming immediately. But again, you not only need that mana loading lured, you also need her 3rd skill lured. And in order to hit this damage, you need to have all of her other skills lured too. I mean, technically on this one, you don't. With if you have 1 turn buffs, you do not need to have them lured. Your because the reason you'd have the 1 turn buff is to try and double stack it, but if it's 1 turn, you can't double stack it no matter what. It's more to pop it back to back if it's a 5 turn, and yeah, doesn't need to be leveled. So there you go. If you have 1 turn buffs, you can save the lore for right now. Do it later. So the way Artoria farming with Super Scope works is she starts with she starts at 100%. She MPs because it's Artoria. Buff. He gets 20% back. Her instinct has been buffed. It's a 30% battery on a 5 turn cooldown. She pops this, she goes from 20% to 50%. And then you pop one of Koyanskaya of Light's skills. That is going to bring her to 100%, and she is MPing wave 2. And then you basically do the same thing in reverse order. Pop Koyanskaya's battery, the other one. Artoria goes back up to 100%. Oh, sorry, 70%. This comes back off cooldown. You pop this again, and then you're MPing for wave 3. I'm not talking about these skills. You pop them based on skill cooldown. Hopefully you have this upgraded, and then you hopefully killed everything. But that's Super Scope. The order is a little different. If you're not using Super Scope, you will either need Atlas. Wait, no. Wait. Artoria specifically does not need Atlas, but Ibuki, Mordred, they do need Atlas. Mordred gets out of needing the Super Scope because Atlas can reset her battery like quick enough. Because Mordred is on a 6 turn for her 30%, while Artoria is on a 5 turn. That 1 turn really does make the difference. Ibuki, it's a very similar situation. You start with 100% with Super Scope, NP, pop Ibuki's battery, pop Vitch battery, MP, pop Vitch battery, pop Ibuki, reset cooldown, pop Ibuki skill, MP. If you're getting lost, it is because I've been doing this for 2 years. I know how to buster farm with some of these units, especially Ibuki. Ibuki's the first unit I get hit Bond 10 with. And I don't even remember if I was doing it with Vitch. It might have just been, I think I was actually doing it with Waver, either Waver or Reigns for a while until I got my own Koyanskaya. And I remember the first video of Ibuki, I was so happy she had a million damage on her MP. When I first got Vitch after using Waver for the longest time, it was amazing hitting that much damage. But this is the easy ones. This is just Vitch and Ibuki. Now we gotta talk about Tiamat. So Tiamat is interesting. She has a 50% battery, but she also can give herself 10% pretty much every turn. And if you see this too, it means she can pop it back to back by popping a Vitch battery. So in Tiamat's case, she is able to start from 0 charge. There aren't that many servants, buster servants, that can actually do that. I believe it's only 3. And I'm not talking about this Rising Mud Rain that gives sorry, I need more coffee. I'm not talking about Rising Mud Rain that gives overcharge to enable Artoria, Mordred, Artoria, units like that give refund on the back of the MP. Oh, good. I'm talking about actual Black Rail, what art servants are known to be using. So it is, I believe it's only Melson, Arquid, and Tiamat. Oh, and Kukaster. How could I forget Kukaster, the absolute monster himself? Yeah, I didn't want to talk about Kukaster because he is like literally he is the absolute exception to literally all buster farming for how he functions. Yes. Okay. So it is just those 4. And look at how many different ways Arcwid can do Black Rail. Oof. And oh, Oberon can do Black Rail. Huh. Yeah, yeah, here's the thing. I'm never gonna use Oberon for farming because he is a support. I tend not to use my supports as farmers because I want them to help other servants get their bond points. I don't want them stuck at bond 10 forever. Although, since Ordeal Call on JP, we got like 34 bond grails, so feel free to use your supports and like use the bond grails on them. I know I don't promote, I don't want them to just like keep adding on more bond levels, but hey, like if you're using the servant all the time, you might as well get some Saint Quartz for using them, and servant coins. Yes, I think they should do something else to the bond grail system, but it's fine how it is. But if you're stuck at bond 15, I feel for you, but system is flawed. But I already have a video on my opinions on that, and I got into an argument with someone in chat for it, but it's whatever. It happens. All right. So Tiamat, let us actually talk about how she farms. So she starts from 20 because you need her mana loading to do this. You'll notice a lot of buster farmers, unless they have a 50% battery, you should have mana loading. Otherwise, this does not work. You have to start with Super Scope, and Super Scope, it's fine. It's still 2000 attack, but it kind of screws with your cooldowns, especially batteries. Like, it really screws with battery cooldowns. There's more of a reason besides you get more damage from using a better CE. It is a cooldown thing of you not wasting a 50% battery when you're already at 100%. Because most units that have 50% batteries, they're on 6-turn cooldowns. You need to be popping that on turn 1, otherwise you don't get it back turn 3. So Tiamat, she starts from 20. And then we have to bring in Oberon. Oberon is needed for most 30% chargers. For Tiamat, he is needed for her to Black Rail loop. She starts at 20. She pops this. She goes to 30. Then you pop Oberon's first skill for a AoE 20% battery. So now she's at 50. And she can pop her own 50% battery. She's at 100% now. Pop this, obviously. And then MP, you're on the next turn. Then you are popping Oberon's. This one really doesn't matter, but you want at least one Koyanskaya battery for turn 3, simply so you can double stack this, because this is MP damage 20%. And remember, on turn 3, that's when you pop. Oh, you guys might not know this, but on turn 3, you pop. Let me bring up Oberon. You pop. Chat. Ah! He shows up. He shows up if you search Oberon. All right. When you pop his third skill, he doubles up MP damage. So if you pop this, you get 40% MP damage. That is double to 80, the equivalent of a Black Rail. So yeah, you want to save at least one bitch battery, which is why you pop Oberon's battery on you turn 2. Don't worry about this part. because she is not refunding that much. Yes, she gets 5 back, but it does, the 5% Tiamat gets every turn does not matter for her buster farming whatsoever, unless you're actually like fighting a boss and doing face cards. That's the only time this really matters in farming. Okay, so Tiamat, turn 3. Turn 2. You pop 1 Vitch battery. You do not pop this again. You want to save this for next turn. And then you pop Oberon battery. She's at 100%. UMP next turn. And remember, Tiamat ramps up Buster. She ramps up her damage every time she pops. That's another thing about Buster servants. So, like, a good number of them have ramp up because, like, they weren't popping their MPs back to back before, so they designed it so if you could do it, you got heavily rewarded. Now they can, and they're still doing it. Actually, it feels like they're even more Buster servants are getting these like ramp up effects because they're planning for it. He's awesome. Much like Bima that just came out on JP, he ramps up crit damage along with him wanting overcharge to do more damage on his MP. You got to play around with that, but I think it's pretty cool. Oh no, he ramps up crit from him popping the MP, not from the overcharge. That, yeah, like if you can get overcharge, you get like it's like you popped it twice. So that's more for challenge quests though. All right, turn 3, and then you're just popping everything. You have a Vitch battery. This should be back off cooldown. This, you can pop this again. So 60% attack, 60% buster from her own kit. You pop this twice. Remember, pop this before bitch. You gotta pop this before bitch, because if you don't, this isn't coming back off cooldown because it was never off cooldown in the first place. And then, yeah, then you just MP again. And that's really buster farming in a nutshell. I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you're not good at math, you better remember the patterns all the time. Because if you don't have Vitch, you are really going to be solving to, as Kadroth would say, solving for 300. It's a lot jankier with Waver and Reigns. I'm pretty sure it's shown that if you don't have Vitch, you do 33% less damage than you possibly could. I think Plushy showed this in one of his more recent videos. 33%. His MP3 Melisson with Waver was doing less damage than Melisson could do at MP1 with a Black Rail. And that Melisson was using a Black Rail, but double Vitch Oberon. If your account is not like solid right now, you do not have a lot of units that are at 10-10-10 or close to 10-10-10, you could probably stand from skipping Vitch right now and just use one off your support list. If you have Waver, Waver, Reigns, Castoria even, probably better off waiting on Koyanskaya. Your account just isn't ready for it. Am I saying don't summon her at all if like she's bad for you? No, like you can use Vitch outside of buster farming. You can. I'll talk about this in my video with her tomorrow. If you only care about bringing her to a boss fight, you do not. A lot of the issues I talk about with Vitch kind of go away, but new issues pop up because now you have 2 supports out that give you 0 protection. So if you thought Scotty teams can go ass up like pretty fast, the second your buster units lose all their buffs, you're screwed, and your support and your Koyanskaya has probably already died by the time all your skills like lose their buffs. So okay, buster farming, it is definitely more either, I don't want to say whale because my free-to-play account, or free-to-play, it's GSR only, my free-to-play account uses buster farming all the time. and it does it very well. It is not for whales. It is for veteran players, people that know how to play the game. Take the time to learn how to play the game first. Get to know all your units before you start trying to up your farming speed. Because basically, if you try starting the game off just straight up buster farming, you are literally sprinting before you even learn how to crawl. That is the comparison. Like, you will only know how to go very fast, and for any kind of fight that buster farming or buster reloading, buster looping does not work, you are going to be in hot water for a while. All right, this is the last video for year 5. I'm gonna learn new editing software, so that's gonna be fun after stream today. Yeah, I know not much gameplay in this. It was mostly me talking when I really should have put gameplay it, but I'll be honest, the only unit I had here that actually could have put gameplay here is Ibuki, and that's it. Like, my Artoria on JP is not ready to do this. My Tiamat does not have her mana loading leveled. It's at 8 right now. She is so close to be able to do the black rail looping for this, but I just can't right now. I can't use the pure prism on this. I would need to farm it up. So that Tiamat's on pause right now. Right. Hope you guys enjoy this. Here's to the end of year 5. And quick spoiler. This is the list of all the servants I have to do for 6th anniversary. So we're gonna be back on double uploads pretty soon, just to get through the anniversary. And these are units that either I haven't even talked about on the channel besides the tier list, or they're videos from before, from last year, where my mic was like really scuffed. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, comment, sub, all that good YouTube stuff. I'm putting this at the end of the video because I'm really bad about selling out mid-video. So, thank you for watching.